All right, all right, all right. It is time for eSeniors ACC GT3 racing once again. It is the end of season 20. Can you believe it? November 15th, Mount Panorama at Bathurst in Australia. It is eSeniors World Championships. If you don't know who we are over 50-year-old racers from around the world. My name is Mike Meleskie. This is my broadcast, and we are going to do a replay broadcast of the last race of the year for eSeniors, Season 20, Season 21 coming up. I will give you some hints as to what's going on there in a few minutes. So, let's get right to it. Let us find the standings for our end of season race. Let me get rid of one thing here. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. All right. What else is on behind her? Anyway, whatever. There we go. So, in silver, Terry Trowbridge has got it locked up. Lots of first place finishes for Terry. 308 points. He's pretty much going to get it. He is racing today. In second place, firmly with 277 points, is Daniel Britos. He is firmly in second. Is he racing today? Yes, he is. In third place, my Edmonton compatriot Brian Banks with 242 points. So those three guys are pretty well locked in. In fourth place, Thomas Rainier. He is not racing today, and look what's happening there. In fifth and sixth, we have a tie. Mr. Kevin Torrance and Mr. Aaron Shannon are tied at 207, and with Thomas not racing, those guys are going to be battling for fourth place. And there you go, Peter David in seventh, Peter Nielsen in eighth. Cirque Frank, our newcomer, in ninth. He has hung in there for most of the races. That's why he's up there in ninth place. There we go. So that is silver. Let's find platinum. Platinum. There we are. There is platinum. And also locked up with first place, our champion of the season, Diego Cosio. He is racing today. In second place, firmly also with lots of first seconds, is Chris Bourne with 296. So he's got a 40-second lead. Diego does over second place. In third place, firmly also, Derek Bird. That is our podium, I think, for the season. Brian Harford is in fourth place, not that far behind Merche Paunoff in fifth, but look at that, Merche with 207 is fairly close to Stuart Packham. He is 190, and he is just hanging on to sixth by the skin of his teeth because Jonathan Wood is coming up hard. There we go, 186, only 4 points separate those two. Steve Young's had a good season when he was here. Lots of seconds and thirds. He is a premier driver also. So that is our standings for eSeniors GT3 World Championships. There we go. Let us get straight over to the race today. Let me find it. There it is. There is our podium. Let me get the right shot for doing our track walk here. There we go. Mr. Chris Bourne got the what can I think? Pole position for Chris Bourne. In second, Diego Casio, and that's a beautiful kamikaze livery. I haven't noticed that livery before. Merche Paunoff in third. Nice job in the Big Bad Interceptor Mustang, followed by Jonathan Wood. So those guys are hanging in there for fourth, fifth place there, aren't they? Steve Young is in fifth. Told you he was up there. Brian Hartford in sixth. I love that livery in the Big Bad Mustang. Derek Bird in the familiar Porsche. Terry Trowbridge in eighth place. Stuart Packham is a little bit down there today in ninth. Malcolm Hutchison, Danny Britos, why can't I think of his name? First name, Mr. Ambro, in the Ferrari. Aaron Shannon in the familiar colors in 13th. Brian Banks had a little bit of a lower qualification there than he usually is. In 14th, Kevin Torrance in the BMW, orange BMW. Myself in 16th. Look at that. Not in last place for a change. Arthur Castonguay in 17th. And Cirque Franck in 18th place. So there we go. Let's get right to the start. And let's see here if we can find the start. All right. That is better. Let's get a better camera view here. Maybe an overhead view, if I can find it. That looks like the helicopter view, doesn't it? Let's get up there with the boys up front. And let's find, are they coming around? They're still jockeying there, warming up their tires. Okay, here we go, here we go. Here we go. There we go, green, green, green. Looks like Cosio is leading, but the Bourne comes back on the inside. Jonathan Wood, lots of straight line speed going through here. Jonathan Wood and Paunoff are neck and neck, neck and neck. That is Paunoff on the left, and right behind them, Young and Hartford are going in at it. Cosio and Bourne. Cosio and Bourne, but look at this. Jonathan Wood's got the inside track. He is going to get ahead. Stay ahead, I should say. I'll get ahead of Paunoff. And Young, no, he doesn't. Or a Bird gets ahead of Harford. Let's see what else is going on back here. Not too much. Not too much. Oh, there's a little bit of dodge jockeying. I know that there was something happened here. I'm going to go to, I believe it's Aaron Shannon. Oh, that's a little bit of foreshadowing there. Doesn't look like Aaron finishes the race. Let me back up a little bit. Ooh, that's an issue. Let's get on board with Aaron. Here we go. Ooh, look at this line. Look at this line. Aaron's coming through up the start of the hill. And into that corner. Whoa! Overcooks it. Now, then he gets bumped by, I believe it is Brian. Yeah, Brian Banks. So these guys now are at it. All right, let's see what's going on up here. There is Cosio Troy. He's behind Bourne. Bourne hits the dirt. Oh, let's see what happens coming through the hill here. This is the right view. All right, what's going on with Paunoff and Wood? These guys are together. Cosio, let's see if he gets a good exit on this just before the long straight. That Mustang barreling around the corner. Lots of Mustangs up here. There is Wood up ahead. That is Paunoff behind him. Sky Young and Hartford. Let's see, Throwbridge and Bird. Oh, look at this. Young is catching up in that Lamborghini. Lamborghini and Ford. There's a sentence you don't hear very often in real life, but looks like Diego is hanging in there with Chris. Way back here. Let's see who's close. Hutchinson and Throwbridge. That's hanging there. That's Young and, oh, they're all very close. I'm going to get a different view here. There, let's get a racing view. There they go, coming around that corner for the long straight. Or is that the, no, that is the, yeah, that is the long straight. Jonathan, whoop. Look at this, look at this. Cosio is trying pretty hard. Let's get on board with him now. Let's get on board with these two leaders. Look at this, look at this. Great action here. Diego has won just about every race, but Chris has given him some tough action here. He's got to get by him somehow. Let's see what's going on a little bit further down. Paunoff on Wood. Steve Young, he's getting a few. We're getting some separation here. Everybody is separated quite a bit except for Diego and Chris. Here we come down the hill. Let's see if he can make any headway in that McLaren. He should. That big heavy-duty Mustang. Here we got to get a good exit. That is the big issue, getting a good exit right here for the super long straight that I should know the name of, but I don't. Oh, look at that. You haven't had any motor sound for a while, but anyway, there's your sound there, Big Bad. McLaren looks like he's catching up a little bit. Let's see what happens into this next corner. Big bump here. Hang on. Hang on, the Mustang is a little bit later on the brake than Diego was. All right, look at this. Steve Young is, on the grass. That's not going to help him. How is Paunoff? Wood past Paunoff. That was not, but he's right up there with Diego. And Diego is right there. Who's behind? Brian Banks on Kevin Torrance. They were close for a while. Make sure that looks like Banks passed. Okay, Banks passed him. Let's just find out where he passed him. Banks passed there we are. Let's go back to here. Ooh, a little tap, almost. Where are we in the track? Oh, there I am at the back. So Brian had some trouble. He's way back there now. He passes him somewhere. Let's get on board with him for a second. Big, long straight. That Ferrari's coming up to the BMW. Like Kevin might have had some trouble someplace. These guys are in the same class. Yes, there's the trouble right there. And Bryant goes on the inside. That is a tough corner. You got to be careful there. Big time. There is Diego. Still hanging in there on. Chris Bourne is just not letting Diego get by. Just dropping my voice down just a touch. Okay, Hartford on Young. Ooh, what is happening here? He had some issue there somewhere. We know that there is lots of action on Mount Panorama. That's why we have it as the last race of the year, because it is exciting. Watch these guys go through here. Here we come down the snake. And we'll stick with Brian here, see how he gets in his exit on that. Just right here. Not right here, the next one. Just. Whoa, he almost, does he touch the wall? That's going to hurt him big time. Diego is still trying to get by Chris, but says lots of pressure on Chris, that's for sure. Hartford on Young, that's split off. Let's stay here. We know Diego is the class of this season, but Chris Bourne is no slouch, that's for sure. That Mustang, such straight line speed. Let's watch this Mustang now. Given Chris should get a good exit here, we'll watch what he does coming out. And let's see if the Mustang can put it on its legs. Ooh, Diego got a good exit there. Let's see if the Mustang pulls away. Well, it's certainly not losing any ground. Not quite pulling away. I think Diego got a pretty good exit there. Let's watch this one through the entrance to the hill. This is the closest racing action on the track right now. And look at that. Jonathan Wood is not that far behind. That's him in that Mustang, that red Mustang below. Helicopter view, lose them a little bit here in this part of the track. Remember, this Bathurst track is mostly on public roads. You'll see houses here and there. Look at how high up you are compared to where the bottom of the track is. Yeah, there's houses on the side of some of these hills. It's like a bike path or something on the right. There we go. So Brian Hutchison, let's watch here. He is pretty close to Stewart. Now let's just take a... Backham is ahead of Woods, but Woods is way up there, so this is huge as Woods going for jumping over Stewart. And let's see here, Wood is also ahead of, so he's only Wood is only 4 points behind Stewart Backham. There's Kevin Torrance here. There's Arthur Castonguay and myself up ahead. But where else have we got? Stewart, right on Danny Britos here. So Stewart has 190 points, whereas Wood is 186. Oh, Stewart's going in early. He must have had some damage or some reason. I'm not sure why he'd be going in so early. We're only in the end of the fourth lap. So wow, that is a big, big issue. So Diego is still on he couldn't get by Britos, I guess, Stewart. Maybe he's doing an undercut. We'll watch that one later. Ambro is he was behind Stewart. And let's get back to Diego and Chris. This is the cream of the crop racing, and they're pretty close to each other. Looks like Steve Young is catching up to Merche. Now Ponoff can stay ahead of Wood, I think, with this this positioning, because Wood is about 16, 17 points behind. But Harford, where's Harford? Harford is 225, Ponoff is 209. That's not enough either. Harford, so this is the only change then will be Wood and Packham might exchange now. Now let's go back to Shannon and Torrance. Shannon is in 12th place, whereas Torrance is right behind him. So yeah, that's pretty close. They are tied, remember. So we'll have to keep an eye on that one. Right now, Shannon's ahead by a couple of seconds. Now, what is going on ahead? Is there a car ahead? Let's go quickly. There is Steve Young. That is Jonathan Wood up ahead. And now we're straight on with Diego once again. Look at that. Brian Manx is trying to get by the Mustang of Arthur Castonguay. I've been trying to stay ahead of Arthur this whole race. I out-qualify. I'm currently in 14th place there. It's definitely a midfield madness kind of a spot. What was I going to say? Yes, Arthur, I out-qualified Arthur by about a tenth of a second there on the last lap. And I wanted to stay ahead of him big time. But Brian is challenging him here. Oh, we'll watch that one. Let's get back to Diego. Ooh, here we go through here. It is so important to keep your momentum going through here. Just get into a rhythm, as Chris Bourne says. Get into your rhythm through these corners. And just keep that going throughout the whole race. And this is for position. Don't forget, Shannon and Torrance are tied. And they are right next to each other in this race. Isn't that exciting? Steve Young, what happened? Something happened here. Oh, we have got to watch to see what happened here. He is very close to Merche right here. Let's just see what is going to transpire coming into the top of the, going through the hill. Steve is trying to get by Ponoff. Like I said before, Steve, premier driver, hasn't been racing too much in this series. Oh, just touched the wall. Whoa, spun right out. Wow, how does he get around this? Wow. How is he going to get turned around? Let's just watch this from a different view here. Oh, we can't see it. There. Oh, nice job. Beautiful job getting back. That's a very tough spot. And there lets Aaron Shannon go by. So that's a tough one. And we're back to this action. Let's watch it from a different view for a change. Yes, that McLaren just can't get by the Mustang, can it? Oh, very close right now. Very close. That Chris, these two are premier drivers. They are enjoying this. I just know they're enjoying this big time. Number 1 and number 2 in the race. Not sure where Chris is in the standings. But Diego, he was out-qualified by Chris. So Chris has got lots of pace on this. Maybe Diego is not his favorite track. This is not everybody's favorite track. We know that. What is happening back here? Well, I can't get away from this one. I can't get away from this one. Oh, is he going to take a crack? He took a peek. He took a peek. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's a lot of pressure on Chris. Diego's making his move here on the 6th lap. Finding his time. Little tap of the brakes there by Chris. Usually there's a lift right here. Just a slight lift. A little bit of traction on these corners. Now you're going to tap the brakes here, right there, because that is a spot where you can't brake because you totally lose your weight transfer going over that crest, and you need to slow down a little bit. So you got to tap it just before tapping his brakes, entering there. Some people like me just lift. There he goes. Let's see if Diego can make any headway. He is 2.2 seconds behind. Not much at all. Looks like he's got it a little bit here. He's got momentum. Let's see what he's going to do with it. Let's see what he's going to do with it. Not much. He lost that camera angle a little bit. Wow, he just couldn't get ahead. Let's see if he takes a peek here. No, he's not close enough here, but yeah, he was very close there. He got a great exit there, and down the straight was gaining on Chris. This is super duper action here. Whew. Whew. Some other, let's just stay with this for a little bit longer. Great action for ACC GT3 eSeniors Racing. Join us for next season if you're watching for the first time or watching our races regularly. Next season, we're going back to 3 classes in ACC. It's going to be a shortened season, and I believe we're going to a practice race one week, a points race the next week. We're going to try that on for size this year to see if people like that a little bit better. If they don't want to participate in the Saturday race every week, they could just do the points races and practice off time. Oh, look at that. So there, let's go to some of these other races here. We've got Brian. Somehow Brian really lost some time here. What is going on? We are going to go back to see what is going on, because Brian was right. Oh, there it is right there. Oh, I know what happened. Hold on. I am going to show you something here. Right here. Who was ahead? So I'm going to go to my car, and I'm going to show you, let's see here, coming up the hill, so that's quite a bit further. There he is, and there's somebody ahead of me coming through here. I get a yellow flag. We'll probably see a yellow flag right about here. There's the yellow, and I know that there's a guy up ahead sideways, so I brake, and that's when Brian hits me right there. So now let's find out who is. That is Mr. Kevin Torrance. Oh no, he is in a race with Shannon. So let's find out what happened here. Big action. All right, let's get on board with Shannon to see. He was behind. Let's see. Oh, I hope Shannon didn't hit him. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no, Kevin just lost it. A little too much on the throttle. And this is what happens. Let's find the overhead view. Back up a little bit more again. It's just Kevin overcooks it on the exit, and then Shannon hits him pretty hard. Now look at this. He's coming. I see this right here. I'm coming around this corner blind, but I've got an app from what is it? ACC. Yeah, ACC Drive that shows you where the car is. It's kind of like a spotter, where the car is on the track in the ahead of you in yellow. It gives you the distance to the yellow flag car, and it gives you where he is on the track. So right here, I know that that car is perpendicular. So I slow down big time, and then Brian does not anticipate that or doesn't know that. He doesn't have that app. So he hits me big time hard. Look what happens to him. He gets turned around big time. See, because I was able to, let's see right here. I know what's coming, and luckily I didn't get too hard. I can see what's going on. Anyway, so what happens to Brian? Brian is in bad shape. He had lots of damage. I did too. All right, let's get back to, oh, look at what's happening here. Diego is close once again. There he is. This has been going on for 7 laps now. He is all over our favorite driver, Mr. Chris Bourne. Now, Diego is from Italy, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that, an Italian driving a McLaren, a Brit driving a Ford. Oh, that's almost sacrilege. Malcolm Hutchison we haven't talked about too much. He is with Terry Trowbridge. I see Trowbridge all the time. Trowbridge, he was close to him at one point. A little bit further back now. Let's see here. Well, Sky Young had a problem. Sky Young has given up. Let us see why that is. No, it's not. He's just in the pits. What has happened to Sky? We don't see something happen here to Sky. He's chasing Merchant. There it is right there. Oh, we saw that one earlier, didn't we? Yeah, sorry. All right, let's just jump ahead. We were about here somewhere. Yes, we were about here. Let's keep it going. Sky is not, no, we were further along, I think. We were about here, that's where we were. And look at that again. Diego takes a really good look there on the inside, just not quite enough. Anybody watching? No, it's the middle of the night in most places. I'm doing this at, what time is it? 8:44 Mountain Time, North America. So there's not too many people watching. I'm sure there'll be some people watching tomorrow because this is a great race. This is a great race. Arthur and we saw Brian Banks pass Arthur. Now Banks is starting to chase me down. Way down here in 15th place. Shannon and Torrance are really close. Oh, we saw this one before, didn't we? Now, I'm quite far back. I gotta go further up here. Go to Diego. We went back quite far there. This is a better spot. So there is Arthur trying to chase me down. I'm already up here in 11th place because I think there's some pit stops that took place ahead of me. Well, we had Sky go out. Aaron Shannon is out. Why is Aaron out? Did I miss that? Aaron is way back here. What happened there? Oh, was that Aaron? Yeah, that was the problem there. Go back to here. Arthur is trying to chase me down finally. Let's watch this one for a bit. We'll keep an eye on Diego and Morin. But Arthur, I said Aaron, but Arthur Castonguay is chasing me down. And Kevin Torrance not that far behind. Don't forget Kevin had that problem. Where are we with all this? Torrance is ahead now. Shannon is quite far behind, so they are tied at the moment. Here we are going through all the downhill S-curves. Let's see how we do exiting here, all of us. I had the advantage on Arthur. I said Aaron again. Arthur coming out of there, so usually I was able to pull away a little bit on Arthur. There. Malcolm Hutchison is back up on Terry's grill. Back grill anyway. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, nice to see all this action. Let's watch this one from another angle for a change. Here we are going up the hill. Around that curve. Whoa, no, that was a glitch in the program, obviously. Let's see if Malcolm can get some thing going on the hill here with Throwbridge. Who that is ahead of Terry. Whew, what is that all about? A little bit of glitching going on my playback. Oh, he catches up right here. Got a great part of the track for him. Let's see what he's gonna do coming out of the going on a long straight. Does he catch up? Because he seems to have getting good exit on that last one compared to Terry. That is a Ferrari on a McLaren. So he catches up quite nicely here. Meanwhile, Banks is caught up with Torrance. Now Banks has got to have some damage. I don't know if he's got a floppy bonnet, as Krister would say. He's right up on Kevin, that's for sure. All these guys are in the same class. Look at this. So short season next season 21. It is going to end around Christmas time, I believe. Or early in January. That's usually what we do. And we are going to stick with the same format for LMU. LMU is going to stick with the same format. So registration is now open for all those races. Their solo season in SimGrid. Check eSeniors Discord for entry to those classes. If you are watching and you are sitting on the sidelines, now's the time to join ACC. It's a short season 1. It is going to have 3 classes too, and it's a lot of fun. 3. We are so much fun. You know, our only new blood really this year has been Cirque Franck. Cirque Franck is not the fastest guy in the world, but he is certainly an enthusiastic driver. He's been at every race, and he sticks with it. No problem there. All right, Diego. Oh, right up on Christopher Bourne. 9 laps in. We are not quite halfway through the race. We're going to start seeing some pit stops soon. Look at that. He's only a 1/10 of a second back. This is a hell of a race. Very hard to pass on Mount Panorama, as you can see. Somebody has to make a mistake ahead of you, and neither of these two guys make mistakes, that's for sure. Is there anybody up ahead? I thought I saw a car up ahead. That could enter in factor later on. Nope, there's no car up ahead of these guys. All right, where are we? Malcolm Hutchison. Whoa, he went off. Let's just back up a few seconds there. Oh, a couple of things happening. Ooh, big time, big time. Hold on here. Let's back up and get a different angle. Let's see what happens to Malcolm here. He was very close. This is a tough corner. He went in hot. And right there, that's what can happen on this corner. I think it's a bad camber. So he comes around. Ooh, just missing him is Alex Ambro. I believe that's Alex. So Malcolm loses a few places there. We just caught that. That's interesting. And now let's get on with Brian Banks again. He is trying to get by Arthur. He's got much better speed than Arthur in terms of quality speed. So here we go. Here we go. Let's see if he can catch him on the straight here. Get on board with him if he can catch that big bad Mustang. Arthur's got a nice white Mustang going here. That is me up ahead. I'm just biding my time on these two guys. There's that famous bump. This is not my favorite corner. I tried to tiptoe through this one. I believe that corner is a bad camber. Oh, Brian's gonna go into the pits here. Okay, all right. Diego is up there. Oh, Frank Sirk is on Stuart Packham's tail. That could be because Stuart has some problems. Or is Sirk a lap back? I'm not sure. I didn't see Sirk having any issues in the race. I don't think he's going to be a lap back, is he? Yes, he could be. It says +1 lap. No, there we go. Don't understand that tower. Yeah, that's it. He's 2 seconds behind Stewart. Now, Kevin Torrance is probably has taken a pit stop. All right, so Diego is in the pits. Diego is in the pits. That is big time issue. I'm going to get on board with Chris, and we're going to follow Chris here on a lap. We don't see him, haven't seen him very much in that Mustang. Let's just follow him through a nice lap. Let's see if he responds by going into the pits now, because Diego wants to try an undercut, because we are basically 29. That is a bit early. That's a bit early. So that is definitely an undercut attempt by Diego. So let's see what is going to transpire. How do you like that for a big word? Don't ask me to spell it. Oh, we got somebody watching. Hello, hello, hello. In the middle of the night. In most places in the world, somebody's watching the stream. Say hello on the chat. I'm watching that chat. I'm very happy. I've got my triple screens working for a broadcast. I used to have to change it to singles, but right now it's working, so that's good. Say hello on the chat, please. Whoever you are watching me. Don't be a internet creeper. Say hello on the chat. Tell me who you are. Here we go. There is Chris. I am sure Diego is out there already, but I want to see if Chris responds by going into the pits right there to respond to Diego's early pit stop. Now Chris might not. He does not. There we go. That is something. Now you're going to see where that all happens later on. Where is Casio in terms of people around him? Is he going to get into traffic? Let's just see who is ahead of him. Get to a spot where we can see. Oh, there's somebody ahead. Who is that ahead of him? That is Kevin Torrance is ahead of him. So yeah, there may be some traffic issues here. He is not that far behind him. That is the look right there. Nobody else is very close right now. So I'm going to stick with Diego here to see whether he has trouble getting over in front of Torrance. Now, Torrance has got some... Did I say it was Torrance? Yeah. Torrance might have been in the pits already. The feeling he was, because he had some damage. Remember, he hit that wall pretty hard. Oh, there's some more traffic. That is Arthur, I believe. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's Arthur Castonguay. He is going to let him by. There we go. Blue flag, blue flag, blue flag. Let's see how long it takes before we get a blue flag here on Diego. Diego is certainly, just look at the way he goes through these corners, takes the whole track, comes through this corner. There's a blue flag coming up. Nicely done. Now he's going to run into a little bit of this traffic on the hill. Arthur's getting the blue flag now. Not a great place to pass. Not a lot of opportunity for Arthur to let him pass either. Once he gets into, he should be letting off the throttle right here. He does. He gets away. All right, not too bad. Not too bad. That's not too bad. Way to go, Arthur. That was a tough spot. All right, who have we got that's close? Not anybody, really. Where is Chris? Chris is in the pits. Here we go. That's me ahead of him. Chris is in the pits. Let's just go back. Let's go 3 or 4 seconds ahead. Let's get him going out of the pits to see where he ends up. Diego-wise, there he is. Where is Casio? There he is. Ooh, what is going to happen here? I think Diego's going to get ahead of him. Where is Chris? Oh, he's not. There's Chris. There's Casio. Who is ahead of him? That is Chris Bourne. That worked out nicely for Chris. Look at that. He is ahead by a few seconds now. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Good action, interesting strategy. Now let's just see if Casio catches up to Chris. Eric Burr is in first place for now. He hasn't pitted probably. But let's just see if Diego catches up with him. Interesting strategy. Chris took about 3 laps, I believe, after Diego pitted. Very interesting strategy. The person watching on the stream did not divulge himself. Maybe gone by now. No, they wouldn't be. Say hello on the stream. Look at this. Diego catches up pretty. Oh, that's not Chris Bourne, is it? That's Brian Banks. Diego's 3 seconds back. Look at this. Yeah, Brian to let him go right here. So that is a huge, huge advantage for Chris. Brian will just let up slightly so he doesn't lose too much time. Well, we will see if that is something that Diego can recover from. He's the whole 2.5 seconds back on Chris. And we've got half the race left to go. This is Brian Hartford on Mircea Paunoff. And Hartford is ahead of Mircea by about 15 points in the standings. So this is not going to hurt him to stay behind. It's only going to hurt his... That's Kevin Torrance up ahead, I believe. He's going to let these two guys by because they're battling for position in the platinum class. Where else have we got sometimes? Again, there's a lot of pit stop going here. Pit stopping going here. So I'm going to jump ahead a few laps. Oh, maybe not. This is a pretty good battle for position. So I think I'm just going to stay here for now. Hartford and the Mustang on Mircea and a Mustang going through that nice hairpin turn. Beautiful camera work there, Mikey. What else can we talk about? So yeah, we're going to a little bit different system this season with ACC. Let's just talk about ACC. Talk during the week has been that ACC is going to be left behind. A lot of people are upset about that. Big time, because Evo is nowhere near being a league racing kind of a simulation. So that's awful, awful, awful. So everybody that's listening who's in eSeniors. LMU, I might as well get on board with LMU soon because that looks like it's going to be the sim of the future, unless ACC, they go back to ACC a little bit. Also, big news today. Actually, this morning, the AC rally was released. I had it. I paid for it. I only paid $24 Canadian for the early release, and I'm telling you, for an early release, it was pretty bug-free. So, if you are into rally at all, it's worth definitely worth that small investment because. Very nice game, very good graphics. My graphics card, which is a 4060, I believe, had a little bit of trouble in triples holding up. I was getting like 45 frames per second. I dropped the quality down a little bit, got it up to about 55, which is not too bad. I assume they'll optimize that in the future, but beautiful graphics. I know you've heard a lot of people complain about the fact that it's hard to drive, but I'm not a really great rally driver, but I've raced WRC. It is now harder than WRC, and supposedly it is a lot more realistic. Certainly more fun on tarmac. So yeah, definitely worth the investment. Kind of rally games are a little bit more solitary, however. You're not on track together, so it's not that much fun to race against other people. You're just racing against the clock, but it is a lot of fun. I spent only about $90 American on a Monza. On a Monza handbrake, and that works pretty cool. You do need a handbrake for rally driving. Get around those hairpin curves. So yeah, definitely worth that small investment for a little something different. So Cosio has gained maybe half a second on Chris. We have got a good 10 laps to go. Let's see what Cosio is looking at. That is not his competition, I don't think. I think it is, actually. That is Chris Bourne he's looking at. So he can see him 2.3 seconds at the sector limit. If you remember, the tower only updates at sectors. And here we are with Mr. Brian Banks, who I'm having lunch with in 2 days. Brian Banks and I live in Edmonton. Brian Banks and I come to Arizona for the winter, and we live about 10 miles apart here in Arizona, and we have never gotten together all these years. So we are going to have lunch with the wives on Monday night. So that is big news. We'll get a picture and show that to you on Discord. So yeah, Brian and I have met a number of times in Edmonton with our fellow Edmontonians. This is Joe Bakavic and Brian, or Mr. McKay. So that's some exciting action. So Banks is a much faster driver than me usually. I've got lots of damage also. It's one of my favorite tracks. He's a couple of seconds faster than me, but not sure if he got his damage repaired. Why am I getting a blue flag? Not quite sure. Is there somebody behind Brian? I think there is. Let's see who's behind Brian. Oh, we've got Jonathan Wood, who we always talk to after the race. So that's cool. He's flashing, not me, but he's flashing Brian for thanking him for letting him by. Ooh, I believe that was me. He might have been flashing me to let him by. Anyway, yeah, we usually get together on it's called Polar Discord. It's just the Edmonton guys get on there. You're welcome to join us at some point. Jonathan joins us. It's Brian Banks using McKay and myself, Bakavic. We do a little recap of most races on our own. So this is a pretty cool race. Oh, that's when I went wide. I was actually trying to let Brian by at some point. I didn't want to hold him up because I know he's faster than me. But I actually made a mistake there instead. I held him back for 2 or 3 races. That's us up ahead. Let's see how we let these two guys go by. It was pretty sneaky for me. I was seeing these guys come up, and I knew they're racing each other, so I'm going, ooh, this is not going to be a fun place to let them by. Let's see how I do it. I think I lay up coming over after this next corner is when I just let Merche by right here. He knows I'm going to let him by. So we've raced together long enough. Let's see how Brian does it. He should have a little bit easier time. He'll probably get them by on this long straight. But Mount Panorama, once you get into this part of the course, it's pretty hard to let somebody by on a blue flag. Up ahead there, we're going to get back to Diego on Chris once we see how Brian lets these guys by because he's getting blue flags. This is a great little battle also. He's going to let it happen right about here, I bet. Get ahead of Merchant. No, he doesn't. Look at this. He wants to catch. Who is Brian trying to catch? Oh, he's way behind. I'm a little surprised he didn't let them by there. Oh, he made a mistake now. So that was... should have let them by in the straight, Brian. Anyway, that's that. Look at this. Diego is chasing down Chris Bohr. Are we going to have a beautiful finish on this race or not, or what? These guys are coming up to some traffic. Let's just see who that is. There is Chris. That is Malcolm Hutchinson that he's coming up on. Let's use this camera angle. That McLaren, such a beautiful looking car. Would you like to own one of them, huh? One of the cars that looks pretty good as a street car as well as a race car. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 laps to go, folks. So this is going to get interesting because Diego's cut off at least a second and a half from that pit stop strategy. Look at the way he cuts these corners. Just carves up Mount Panorama like an expert. That kamikaze livery. Hartford is still trying to get by Merche. Look at this, how close they are. Can't believe that Merche is breaking all those spots. I have a feeling he might have some damage. See how his lights are on. He's got damage there and it's flashing brake lights, I think. Look at that. Either that or the lights are on Hartford's car. For two Fords, big bump here. Oh, that Ford takes that bump easily. Boy, in a Ferrari, you just jump all over the place, but that Ford just absorbs those things. Here we go. This might be a spot here. Does Hartford have a push it through this corner? Yes, he does a little bit, but gets an exit. That's the exit he gets. Let's see how he does on this one. Big, long straight coming up. If he gets a good exit, he'll be able to pass Merche. Nobody makes a mistake. They're glued to a rail, those two. Look at this. Diego's under 2 seconds. Oh, did Diego hit the wall there? Oh, that's the guy behind. Did they just pass these guys? Let's see if that was a pass. Yes, that is. Let's get on board with Chris. And that is the driver view. Just going to jump forward a few seconds just to see how they get by this traffic. A little bit more. This is where things could happen because these are very close racing between Chris and Casio. Oh, beautiful. On the straight, he lets these two guys go by. Look at that. That is Chris going by him. And here comes Diego, and he lets him by just before the corner, thank goodness, because Diego needs to catch. Ooh, he went a little wide into that corner. He's going to lose some time on that one to see what happens coming out of the next sector. He's 1.8 now. Is that going to affect him? Interesting. Hartford is right on top of Merche. Merche's feeling the pressure. Here we go, up through the hill. Look at that, Diego's 3 seconds back, so that was a huge mistake by Diego. Yes, that could be the race right there. And Stuart Packham is now right up on Andrew, I believe it is, Ambro. Ambro is coming up. Oh, Stewart. What is that all about? Let's back up here and look at it from a different angle. Just too hot on the throttle coming out of this corner. Watch what happens. He comes in hot. And then it's the curb and the throttle at the same time. Oh, hits that corner really hard. Stewart, what is that going to do to your chances here? Where's my piece of paper with all I lost it. Oh, let's get back to something else here while we're watching. That's Hartford on Paunoff. Where's my piece of paper with our standings? Oh, I lost it. Where did it go? Oh, well. Sorry, guys. Where did I do it? Let me. While you're watching that, I will move off my rig seat to see what happened to that piece of paper. I'll put it over here. That is a mystery to me where that went. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. All right, back. I am back. What is happening up here? So first and second looks like it's going to be settled. This is the only game in town right now, isn't it? And we're down to the last. Ooh, let's see what we got. 5 laps or so. Now, unless Chris Bourne makes a mistake, which is highly unlikely, that's the way this race is going to finish. So Terry Trowbridge is in first place in the silver category. He is 8 seconds or so ahead of Andrew Ambro. I believe it's Andrew. I keep forgetting to see what that is. Who his first name is. And Danny Britos is in third place, quite a ways back, maybe even a whole lap. So this is turning out to be a normal Panorama race where there's a lot of gaps because of problems. I had my problems, that's for sure. Spun out. Did I spin out once? No, I just hit the wall, I think, going through some of the corners and had some significant damage, which I repaired in a second pit stop. But I forgot to not take fuel and tires on that same pit stop. So what happens is your repairs take place after. So if it says you need 30 seconds of repairs, it's 30 seconds for your pit stop and then 30 seconds again for your repairs. That's a whole minute. So if you don't need fuel, obviously, because it's an extra pit stop, you got to turn that off, because on your second pit stop it is this one pit stop strategy per race. So that's something to remember. I've forgotten about that. So that's why I'm in 17th place right now, but I don't finish there. People have some trouble. Well, let's show some love to other people here. Let's get a better view, better angle. All right, let us go to Mr. Chris Bourne. There he is. He is our leader. Chris Bourne in first place. Nicely done. In second place in the platinum category is Diego Coscio. Look at that. Very close. 2.6 seconds, but he was a lot closer than that before. Jonathan Wood is 19 seconds back in the Big Bad Mustang. He's got a significant lead over Merche, but look at this. We've got Brian Arford right behind Merche. Merche must have had a trouble because I didn't see that one. Derek Bird is in 6th place. Now let's go back to Terry Throwbridge in the McLaren. He's got a commanding lead over 2nd place Andrew Ambro in a Ferrari, and then Danny Britos is 3rd in that class. But let's get up here with Brian. He is on Merche's tail, and that's the race we were watching, wasn't it, Phil? What am I so excited about? Yeah, boy, that's a senior moment, isn't it? This has been going on for so long here. Nobody else is close. All right, so we just stick on with this. There's a driver view. He's so close to him all the time. These guys are not that far behind Jonathan. Jonathan has a problem. Or if Hartford can get ahead of Merche, if he has pace, he can. That is Jonathan up ahead there. Podium for Jonathan right now. That's a nice spot to be in. Just watch this come through here. Very close to him on the hairpin. There you go. It's fun to watch Mount Panorama climbing that hill. Oh, looks like Merchant might have touched there. Very close. You know, it was net code. Over the crest right here. A little tap on the brakes to slow yourself down and get some grip before you fly over that crest. Look at that. He is just all over Merche. And if you're being followed so closely by somebody, you really have to just play your game. They can't pass you. The only thing that could happen is somebody hit you from behind, but you can't be trying to push it through those corners at all. The only one you can do is that last corner before the straight. You can push it a little bit. Oh, I hit the frickin' escape key again. Oh, shit. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, folks. We're going to go back to that. Oop, that's not what I want either. God damn it. I hate when I do goofy stuff like that. Shouldn't have the keyboard on my lap, obviously. I'll get back to that very quickly. Replay, Mount Panorama. We had about 5 laps to go, right about here. And let's get back on with Hartford. He was closer than that. We were more than about 5 laps to go. Anybody close? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. So we're just going to follow this through to the end. Coscio is 2.5 seconds back now. He was 3 seconds, remember? Hartford's trying everything to get by the Macedonian monster. Macedonian, sorry. If you haven't already done so, you can go to eSeniors and watch a few driver interviews. Let me get some time this winter to do a few more driver interviews. We have a great interview early last year with Mr. Ponoff. One of the first few interviews we did. Good to hear his voice. Excuse me. If anybody wants to be interviewed when they're watching this, just drop me a line in Discord. I will gladly interview you. A lot of people say no when I ask them to interview. I'm not quite sure why, but I'm not that bad a guy. We just talk a little bit about where you're from, what you did for a living, how you got into sim racing, show your home rig, etc., etc. It's good to put faces to those of you we've been following or playing or racing with for years and years, many of us. Sometimes it's a little exciting with the time zone difference. I've done a couple of Australian guys. That's always exciting, that time zone difference. But we make accommodations. It's the wonder of the internet and technology that we can do those kind of things. The wonder of technology that we can do this kind of thing, race with each other in real time in our comforts of our homes and closets through the internet. And it's a very fun sport. Always shocked when people don't want to try my rig. I offer it to many people, but it's funny how they think it's a game. It's not. All right, let us see again what Brian is looking at. He is looking at the back of that Mustang big time. Just can't get by him. Just can't get by him. If it was any two cars of different manufacturers, you might see some changes, but these guys are just barreling through this Mount Panorama on a rail, both of them with exactly the same times. We've only got about one lap to go in the last race of the season for eSeniors. Let me see if I can jump on Discord and give you a quick peek when the next season starts. And while you're watching this, I will jump on eSeniors and take a look. We are going to have 4 races, very short season. The sprint will start November 24th. That's in a couple of weeks. What else? LMU will start the 30th at Silverstone. Let me go back and tell you what the races are. Oulton Park, Spa, Barcelona, and Imola for ACC. Silverstone, Imola, Spa, and Interlagos for LMU. So sorry, we're not doing a double. No, we're not doing a practice race, points race. We are doing normal races. So yeah, we're just going to have a very, very short season. Oh, look at that. Hartford is really pushing it because he's only got one lap to go, I think. How many laps have they got? Why can't I get my... Yes, we are on the last lap, folks. Now, I may not get the end of the race, but let me see later if I can put the title up here. Maybe able to get you a picture of the next season. Let's go to Chris Bourne. Let's see where he is. Right there, Chris Bourne. Beautiful job. He's coming up to some traffic. He's holding back or being a little bit cautious because Diego is 1.3 seconds back. Now very careful, Chris. It's not over yet. It's easy to make a mistake when you're trying to play it cautious. And he's got some traffic coming up. Let's just see what's going to happen here. Long straight. There's Kevin Torrance. He's creeping along. I think he ran out of fuel. He never made it to the end, to the start-finish line. So Diego is catching up quite quickly, but this is going to be the last lap, I'm sure. Here we go through the last few corners. Ooh, some traffic here. Is he going to let him by? No, he's not. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, yeah, Chris is saying, hey, let me by, let me by. I've got somebody on my tail. Is that the checkered flag? Yes, it is. That's so close. Chris was not going to be happy with that. So there's Chris, our winner. Let's see how Hartford does on the last few corners. And we'll catch Terry coming across for his win in a second. Mr. Throwbridge is our champion silver driver for season 20. We'll catch him coming through. Oh, Brian's just skidded through there. Let's see Terry. Here comes Terry through the top of the hill. We're going to watch Terry come through for his checkered flag on the last race of the season, and he is again our champion for silver class. And again, Diego Cosio from Italy, I believe, is our champion of season 20. Congratulations to both of you. Let's just watch Terry come through if my replay lasts that long. Hopefully it does. Hartford and Company are finished. There's Kevin Torrance on the spot there. Let me make sure. Yeah, those guys are done. Where's Throwbridge? Here he comes. Here he comes. Well, in those few last corners, be careful. There he is. There is the checkered flag coming up for him. Winner of the silver class. And look at that. We got it just in time. I think that's what the end was. Yes, that was the end. I didn't see the checkered flag. So that's it for season 20, folks. Let me find my... Nope. Hang on here. Hang on. Just going to get the titles up. Where am I? Why can't I find the right screen for you guys? There it is. Big screen. Big intro. There we go. So season 20 is over. There we go. And that is our final. Now let me see if I can get the upper screen. Nope, that's not going to work. No, I can't get the new season. So there we go. So check out Discord for our new season. Thanks for watching the broadcast this season. We'll be back next season, of course. Again, very short season just to get us to Christmas time. Everybody who's out there that watches this video who is on the eSeniors various sites, please join us. We don't have very big grids right now. So if you're on the sidelines, this is a great time to jump in, get involved with us. So I am going to sign off for season 20. My name is Mike Meleskie. These are my broadcasts. And I want to thank Krister for all his broadcasts and all the admin people behind the scenes who keep eSeniors going. And we are going to keep it going for season 21. And bye for now.